MedTech Ambulance Corporation is a leading manufacturer of custom quality-built ambulances in the country today. MedTech Ambulance Corporation surpasses their competitors with design ingenuity, product innovation, and new technology that sets their vehicles apart from the rest. Located in the heart of the old world work ethic Amish country, MedTech skilled craftsmen take pride in the detail, functional integrity, and the unique needs of their customers throughout the manufacturing process. For years to come, you will be glad that you've purchased one of the finest ambulances manufactured. Because we want to ensure a smooth road ahead, we want to familiarize you with the basic operation of the electrical system and other important components that may be installed on your new ambulance. Also, we want to provide you with a basic understanding of service and preventative maintenance required to preserve the dependability of your MedTech ambulance. First, the MedTech Operator's Manual is issued with each ambulance. Included in the manual are the electrical wiring diagrams, operating instructions for installed equipment, and the Chassis Owner's Manual. We strongly recommend that you read the Chassis Owner Manual. We're going to begin with the operations portion of this video. Each ambulance is equipped with a diesel engine. When starting your engine, you must wait until the Wait to Start light located on the OEM's dash panel is de-energized. For further information, refer to your OEM's owner's manual. Your ambulance is equipped with a fully automatic throttling device. When the engine is operating and a low voltage situation occurs, the engine's RPM will automatically increase to a predetermined setting to provide additional electrical power from the alternator. The type of control device is dependent upon the type of chassis used in your ambulance. A Ford chassis requires both the emergency brake to be engaged and the transmission to be in park. For all other chassis manufacturers, the ambulance must be in park to activate the automatic throttle. To disengage the high idle, simply push the brake pedal. The front console, located between the driver and passenger seat, provides a location for mounting the front electrical switch panel, siren control, amp and voltage indication, audible low voltage alarm, a place to mount your radio, and an analog hour meter. Because of the large number of manufacturers and models of sirens that MedTech installs, refer to your owner's manual for operating instructions. Next, the amp meter and voltmeter are digital with LED displays. According to Ford requirements, we're required to monitor the output of each alternator. Therefore, you will have 2 digital amp meters. To determine the total current draw, you must add together the 2 digital readings. If the voltage is less than 12.6 volts, you're drawing power from the batteries. On all other chassis, there will be 1 digital amp meter, which indicates the current draw on your batteries. A positive reading indicates that the chassis' electrical system is supplying the required power. A negative reading indicates you're drawing power from your batteries. An audible low voltage alarm device with a reset cancel switch is located close to the amp meters and provides an audible alarm when the voltage drops below 11.8. This device will automatically reset once the battery's voltage rises above 11.8. An analog hour meter located on the lower driver's side of the front console records the run time of your ambulance. The front electrical switch panel has been designed with the driver in mind. All switches are placed so the driver will be able to quickly locate and activate the desired emergency warning equipment. The switches used in the front switch panel can be either a rocker type or paddle type. MedTech's commitment to our customers' requirements provides a wide variety of control switches and the corresponding switch layouts. Therefore, this switch panel layout may not be exactly like the one you specifically ordered. The green rocker switch locator in the top left front electrical switch panel is your conversion switch. This switch must be on and the ignition switch on for operation of your emergency warning lights and conversion equipment. This switch provides 12-volt DC power to the conversion module through a solenoid located under the driver's seat. Your ignition switch provides a control signal along with the rocker switch in the front electrical panel to the conversion switch solenoid. There is a 5-minute delay before de-energizing the conversion module once you have turned the ignition off. If you must perform maintenance on the conversion electrical system, you must provide an ignition signal to the solenoid. Turn the key to the ignition on position. Once you have turned the ignition switch on and conversion switch on, the solenoid is energized to supply 12-volt DC electrical power to the conversion module. If you turn the conversion switch off while the engine is operating, you will still have 12-volt DC electrical power supplied to the conversion module. This ensures that you have electrical power supplied to the conversion module in case there is an inadvertent operation or failure of the conversion module switch. The conversion switch and the module disconnect switch must be on to operate the lights and other conversion equipment controlled by your rear electrical switch panel. The red master power paddle switch located next to the conversion switch provides you with the ability to operate any of your pre-selected emergency lighting with one switch. The primary/secondary switch controls your emergency warning lights. These lights consist of flashing lights on the upper corners of the module, one centered on the front of the module, one centered on the rear module, fenders, and front grille areas. The center position is off. The upper position, denoted by the red lights, will activate the primary or clear the right-of-way emergency warning lights. The lower position, denoted by the red light, controls the secondary emergency warning lights. Refer to the federal specification for the Star of Life Ambulance KKK manual to determine your emergency lighting configurations, unless you have specified a particular flashing light pattern. The siren horn switch allows the horn ring to control either the OEM horn or the siren. This switch, when placed in the horn position or the lower position, allows you to operate the OEM horn. However, in the siren position or the upper position, the horn ring allows the siren to be activated. If you have ordered air horns, you'll have a 3-way switch, unless you're activating the air horns by a foot switch or a lanyard. The backup alarm switch is a spring-loaded momentary switch which cancels the backup alarm. Each time you put the transmission into reverse, you'll have to push the backup alarm switch to cancel the backup alarm. The module disconnect switch controls the 12-volt DC power to the patient compartment. This switch must be on to operate the equipment controlled by the rear electrical control panel. The other switches on the front console switch panel operate the emergency warning equipment as indicated by the switch label, such as floodlights, rear light bar, front light bar, wigwags, air horn, etc. The rear floodlights will turn on automatically when either the rear doors are open or the ambulance is put in reverse. Red, amber, and green code lights are provided to indicate the patient's condition. Switches located in the rear switch panel control these lights. Also, the attendant in the patient compartment can activate a buzzer for additional warning for the driver. If the rear or side patient door is open, a red indicating light will flash. If one of the exterior compartment doors is open, an amber light will flash. This feature informs the driver that all doors are shut and it is safe to drive. Your MedTech ambulance is equipped with a handheld spotlight. It has been hardwired so it can't be removed from the ambulance. The ignition must be on for operation. The mounting bracket is shipped loose so you can mount the spotlight according to your requirements. Now let's move on to the maintenance portion of this video. Medtec has designed the front console so that not only is it very functional, but it's easy to access for maintenance. Performing maintenance on the front console is only a matter of releasing the rubber pull straps, separating the electrical pin blocks, disconnecting the console from the ambulance, troubleshoot, repair, and reinstall in reverse order. When installed, the console's design provides an appealing finish to the interior of the cab. Located in the driver's seat base is one 20-amp circuit breaker and one 40-amp circuit breaker. The design of these circuit breakers allow you to pull out the center reset button to de-energize the circuit. The 40-amp circuit breaker is used to supply 12-volt DC power to your two-way radios. The 20-amp circuit breaker is used to supply 12-volt DC power to the medical equipment, clocks, portable radio charger, communication radio memory, and module checkout lights. You may have additional circuit breakers for optional equipment, such as an air horn compressor, tire chain compressor, or other components. The conversion module's 12-volt DC power is provided by a solenoid located under the driver's seat. The control signal for this solenoid comes from the conversion rocker switch located in the front electrical switch panel. If the solenoid or the rocker switch were to fail, be sure all emergency warning lights and other conversion loads are switched off. Remove the large battery wire from the stud labeled 12VDC output and bolt it to the stud labeled 12VDC input to provide power directly to the conversion module. Troubleshoot and repair as soon as possible to ensure the proper operation of your electrical system. Your ambulance is also equipped with an onboard oxygen piping system. Unless otherwise specified, Medtec's oxygen tank brackets are installed in C-channel tracks, providing adjustability of the tank brackets. The placement of the C-channel track and design of the tank brackets allows you to easily interchange Medtec's M oxygen tank brackets and Medtec's H oxygen tank brackets. To install the oxygen tank, simply place the tank in the cradle and place the straps around the tank and secure the straps. It is important that all straps are securely fastened to prevent possible damage. A pressure regulator is installed on the top of the main oxygen supply tank. An oxygen tool is fastened to the compartment wall to aid in the changing of your oxygen tank. A pressure test is performed on every ambulance before and after the system is installed. Whenever you change oxygen tanks or disconnect fittings, you should spray the area with diluted dishwashing soap and watch for bubbles. If bubbles form, retighten your fittings and repeat this procedure until no bubbles are present. 115-volt AC power is provided through this shore power connection. Your ambulance may come with a twist type connection or an auto eject type connection, which will automatically eject when you start the engine. The 115-volt AC power is used to power the 115-volt AC outlets and the diesel engine block heater, which keeps the engine oil warm and ready for immediate service. If you ordered a battery conditioner, this shore power connection will provide 115-volt AC to maintain a 12-volt DC charge on your batteries, and if installed, power to the fluorescent lights. The battery conditioner is located under the passenger seat, unless you specified a different location. Your ambulance may be equipped with a Medtec installed inverter. This device uses the 12-volt DC electrical power. It converts the 12-volt DC to 115-volt AC for supplying the conversion's 115-volt AC circuits. This inverter contains an automatic transfer switch that will disengage it from the conversion's 115-volt AC circuits when shore power is energized. Both the Hart interface and Vanner inverters come with a battery conditioner. Medtec recommends evaluating your specific power requirements when determining inverter size. Caution should be used when using your inverter because of the additional power requirements on your chassis electrical system. You need to minimize electrical loads when using your inverter by turning off any unnecessary equipment. Your vacuum pump is also usually located in this second exterior compartment behind the driver's door, unless you specify another location. It is on the floor and covered by a fixed shelf to protect the pump. If you have the inverter, it also is on the floor under the fixed shelf, unless otherwise specified. In a single rear wheel module, the vacuum pump is located on the floor of the electrical cabinet. In a van, the vacuum pump is located behind the false wall in the cabinet in front of the attendant's seat. Medtec's PC board has been designed for improved serviceability. All circuit breakers and relays are plug-in style and can be purchased at your local retailer. Before you remove any relay, circuit breaker, or any other electrical device from the PC board, first sketch its location and hookup for reinstallation. The green and red lights provide you with a quick check of the electrical functionality of the PC board. The green LED lights indicate you have electrical relays and circuit breakers in the PC board and are operating. Simply stated, If your green light is not energized, your problem is before the PC board. And if your red light is energized, your problem is after it leaves the PC board. Your ambulance is equipped with a Medtec designed emergency light sequencer and load shedding device to control the most frequently requested circuits. This device controls voltage spikes by sequentially energizing your emergency warning lights at 1-second intervals. Also, it sheds emergency warning lights based on the operating voltage of your ambulance. You may have an external load manager for your specified circuits that our system currently does not provide control over. Medtec's Load Manager Sequencer has 5 groups of master emergency functions and 2 groups of interior module functions. As various electrical circuits are energized, this load manager functions as a voltage monitor and detects excessive electrical loading by reduction in the battery voltage. The load manager only works with the transmission in park. When the battery voltage decreases to 12.5 volts, the load manager will start de-energizing specified circuits at 0.2 volts. As battery voltage increases, loads are re-energized in reverse order at 0.2 volt increments. If the load manager sequencer fails to operate, remove the load manager sequencer PC board. Push the manual bypass switch up to allow emergency operation of loads that are controlled by the load manager sequencer. Medtec has developed and installed this device in your ambulance to increase the efficiency of the chassis electrical system. The control signal provided by the magnetic switches are routed to the door compartment PC board located in the electrical cabinet. These magnetic switches are accessed by removing the 2 retaining screws and then by removing the switch housing. When replacing the switch, do not over-tighten the screws. Refer to the Medtec's electrical manual located within the Medtec Operator's Manual for detailed operating and programming instructions. The incoming 115-volt AC power is routed through a ground fault interrupter with a 15-amp circuit breaker per KKK requirements. This outlet is located on the main action wall and has a ground fault testing switch and reset switch. According to your specifications, you will have additional 115-volt AC outlets located throughout your ambulance. Each outlet is equipped with a light indicating when power is available. If there is no light when shore power or inverter is energized, make sure the reset button on the receptacle in your main action area has been reset. If the circuit breaker trips, you have a short somewhere in the circuit and it has to be located. The rear electrical switch panel is used to control the equipment in the patient compartment, and it's located above the main action area to the right of the attendant's seat. You can operate the street side and curbside dual element dome lights, vacuum pump, heating and cooling selection and fan speed, exhaust fan speed, and other optional equipment you may have specified, such as fluorescent lights. Per KKK specifications, all interior dome lights are activated in low when the rear or the side entry doors are open and the conversion switch and the module disconnect switch are on. Medtec has designed a time delay which activates all dome lights in low for 3 minutes when one of the conversion entry doors are open. This works even when the conversion switch and the module disconnect switch are in the off position. A 3-speed rotary switch is located in the rear electrical switch plate and controls the conversion's exhaust fan. The vent cover has 2 sliding adjustable vent covers which are used to regulate airflow. A small access window is located so that you can access the oxygen tank from within the conversion module. The oxygen supply contents gauge on the oxygen tank regulator should be located so the attendant inside the conversion module can read the gauge through the window. If specified, you will have additional oxygen controls located on the main action wall, such as a tank contents gauge or an electronically controlled oxygen valve. Using the oxygen switch located in the rear electrical switch panel provides control of the solenoid-operated oxygen flow valve. This is located in the manual bypass control module located on the main action wall area. When controlling the oxygen flow with the oxygen switch, you must have the manual bypass valve knob in the off position. The manual bypass control module provides you with the ability to manually open and close the oxygen supply valve. The number of oxygen outlets and their location in the conversion is based upon your specification. The heating and air conditioning system is located on the front bulkhead wall. This system operates independently of the driver's cab system. Both the heating and cooling systems are tied into the chassis systems. The heating and cooling system is controlled by the thermostat located on the rear switch plate and a heat-cool rocker switch, which is also located on the rear switch plate. Medtec installs a variety of thermostats based upon the requirements of our customers. Refer to the instruction manual for proper operation of the thermostat installed in your ambulance. Each exterior compartment has at least one light which is activated when the door is open. The ignition must be on to activate the compartment lights. There will be one additional light for each shelf installed in that compartment. The following is a list of some suggested operating techniques. 1. Constantly monitor all gauges for early detection of malfunction. 2. If a circuit breaker or relay starts clicking, immediately de-energize that circuit with the appropriate switch. 3. If a circuit breaker or fuse blows, locate the problem before inserting another circuit breaker or fuse. 4. If your unit is out of service for a long period of time, utilize a battery charger. 5. If your unit is in a standby situation, reduce the electrical load as much as possible. 6. If a short occurs in the rear of the ambulance but does not affect the engine, turn the master switch off and complete the emergency run with chassis power only. This condition provides four-way flashers, headlights, and horn. 7. Keep vehicle in well-maintained condition at all times. And 8. Be completely familiar with all systems. The following is a recommended preventive maintenance schedule. Weekly service procedures. 1. Check tire pressure. 2. Check all fluid levels. 3. Check the operation of all the lights. And 4. Perform an overall general inspection as specified by your department's procedure. Here are monthly service procedures. 1. Lubricate all cam overs and door latch rotors with white lithium grease or dry lubricant. 2. Remove the rubber plug in the side of the exterior doors and spray the interior handle mechanism with silicone spray. 3. Lubricate all door hinges with silicone spray. 4. Clean the battery posts. 5. Inspect the alternator belt. 6. Lubricate the slide-out door slides. And 7. Ensure shelves are securely fastened. Here are some exterior maintenance procedures. The exterior surface of your ambulance should only be washed with a mild detergent during the first 8 weeks. After the 8-week period, you can perform a more vigorous cleaning. Use a high-grade automotive wax to protect the paint's finish. 3M does not recommend waxing the reflective Scotch-Lite material. This will reduce the reflectivity of the Scotch-Lite material over an extended period of time. Located under the hood, you'll find some of the conversion devices used in the assembly of your ambulance. The Hall's effect sensors are used to monitor the amperage readings. The Ford chassis will have a Hall's effect sensor around each alternator cabling, and other chassis will have a Hall's effect sensor located around the battery cable. Also, you will find a 12-volt DC electrical junction block located on the passenger side. This is a constant hot 12-volt DC power point. It is draped with rubber matting for your protection. When replacing the chassis batteries, you should replace them in pairs with national recognized brands. Make sure the new batteries have an equal or greater cold cranking amps rating to the batteries you're replacing. Be sure to note the cable's polarity before disconnecting the batteries. Light bulb replacement will depend upon the type of light and the manufacturer. Refer to the manufacturer's replacement guidelines when changing light bulbs. Light bulbs should never be handled with bare hands. Simply use a rag, a paper towel, or some other available protective material. Otherwise, the oils from your skin will be transferred to the bulb, which reduces the life of the bulb. Medtec's wiring harnesses are made in-house. Each wire is color-coded and its function printed on the wire. The main wiring harness runs down the center of the ceiling in the ambulance conversion. For access, simply remove the ceiling center raceway panels. Before the walls and ceilings are put in place, the wiring harnesses run throughout the conversion module. For harness protection, a plastic grommet is used at each location that the harness goes through. Then the harness goes through the structural tubing. Removing the screws securing the rear electrical switch panel provides access to the electrical switches. To replace a switch, sketch the location of each electrical wire. Remove the electrical connections and squeeze the side taps to remove the switch from the switch panel, and reinstall in the reverse order. Removing the screws securing the action area wall provides access to any attached equipment, such as oxygen outlets, vacuum outlets, 115-volt AC outlets, 12-volt DC outlets, as well as any other equipment you specify. Before performing maintenance on the strobe power supplies, you must first discharge them. Refer to your ambulance electrical manual for diagrams to aid in troubleshooting your electrical problems. If you have difficulties locating an electrical problem, MedTech Service Department can help. Electrical relays and circuit breakers are removed by grabbing the relay or breaker and pulling it straight out. Replacement is made by properly aligning the new one and pushing into the terminal slots. MedTech installs a wide variety of light bars, lighting packages, and optional equipment. Refer to their instruction manual when troubleshooting or finding information about that particular piece of equipment. For heat and air conditioning repairs, simply remove the faceplate screws for access to the unit. Remove the fasteners used to secure the unit and move as necessary for troubleshooting. If needed, the heat or air conditioner unit can be removed. Note, you must evacuate the freon before disconnecting the air conditioning hoses and clamp off the water hoses. If you have a Franklin 12-hour clock located in the rear head pad and the battery goes bad, remove the rear head pad, which is held in place by Velcro, and 2 screws located above the rear doors. In the back is an access hole for replacing the battery. Well, this wraps up our operations and maintenance guide for your new MedTech ambulance. MedTech Ambulance Corporation has designed and manufactured your ambulance to provide many years of dependable service. We pay special attention to quality, dependability, and serviceability. We want to make sure that the next time you need an emergency vehicle, you will think of MedTech Ambulance Corporation.